And howdy there, this is Andy and this is Andy's World Journeys, and today a little 5-ish minute review right here at Melbourne Airport. I'm staying at the Ibis Styles.
It's the 5-ish minute review on Andy's World Journeys, yeah. And me then.
Now if you look real hard down there, you can just see a big Jetstar plane. We are at Melbourne Airport here. Just up there is Terminal 4. So we're not up close and personal to the main terminals, 1, 2 and 3. Terminal 4 is the sort of Jetstar / budget terminal, but we are nice and close so that we can walk there tomorrow morning. As it turns out, this here is the Ibis Styles / Novotel building. So the two hotels are together. I think I paid just around 250 Australian dollars, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more for tonight. And I did it because I've got an early morning flight and I didn't fancy a 4:30 taxi, basically. So anyway, let's see what this place has to offer. So I think their bar over here is called Ibis Styles. You can see if we walk this way, a little place here for breakfast and lunch. It's called Small Holdings. And over here, I imagine this bar is Ibis Styles. A place for a drink, a chill, get your laptop out, and meals as well. The Ibis and the Novotel are both run by the Accor group, as you probably know, and so I guess Novotel is more upmarket than the Ibis Styles, but there is actually an Ibis budget on the other side of the airport, not far from the McDonald's. And as we walk in here to the reception area, I've already checked in. You can see over there Novotel, Ibis Styles, but I believe you can check in on either one. To just Ibis Styles is not manned right now, and but here I checked in via this screen, this touch screen, which was relatively easy and not personable at all. Also, one little annoying thing was that they don't actually do a wake-up call at the Ibis Styles. Anyway, we're going to take the lift up to the second floor and see the room. Here we are, and look, it's an airport hotel. Don't really get any view of the airport, which is a bummer, such that it is. But as you can see, the sun is slowly moving in a general westward direction, and we are in room 238, which you've got to. They don't write it down for anything, so because it was a self-check-in. Here we are, the room as it is. G'day folks, here we are, the room, and here we can see a nice double bed. It's reasonably spacious. We've got Australian plugs and USBs. There's in-room dining, and you'd be hard pressed for a better view. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, sadly, the windows have not been cleaned recently, which makes it look worse than it is. But all in all, it looks to be all you need for a decent night's sleep in preparation for your flight in the morning. Yes, indeed. We've got a pretty nice sized TV there. It's probably about 42 to 50. I don't know. Don't ask me. Down there, a little fridge. Not really a mini bar. It's got two little things of milk And once again, I'll remind you of my little bugbear about hotels in Australia, because they never ever give you bottled water. But they do have tea and coffee making facilities. This, I kind of like this, this design, you know, to put things on. You can hang stuff up and whatever. You've got a safe should you require it, and you've got ironing table and iron, coat hangers, and you find me now in the bathroom. Yeah, shut up. And there you go, a fair-sized shower, and over here the toilet. Look at this, body and face wash. Let's see, there is a hairdryer, there's a shaving mirror, there are tissues, and there is not anything else in the way of amenities, which is a bit annoying. It's just the little touches. So toothbrush and toothpaste, it would be nice. That's all I'm saying. It would be nice. And maybe some shaving stuff, but it is what it is. But of course, the most important thing is the sleepability. So I will complete this vlog in the morning, if you don't mind. And we will see if I got a decent night's sleep. Well, I don't know if there's much more to say today. I think people are clocking off there from work. They're saying goodbye. And the one good thing I can say is that I can't hear anything from outside. So the glass doesn't seem that thick, but it's doing the job. More on the morrow. And it's a very good morning, folks, to you. Hey, how you going? Here I am. It's 5:30 a.m. I have had a shower, review on the shower. The water was nice and hot. The pressure was low, which isn't great. And I am packed and I'm ready to begin an adventure, but I've had an okay night here at the Ibis Styles at Melbourne Airport. It's been I didn't sleep great, but it's got nothing to do with this place. It's all to do with me. And my sore shoulder, basically. But I thought the bed was actually reasonably firm. It was quite a nice sleep. Not a lot of noise at all, which was great. So I was happy with that. That didn't really disturb my sleep. The TV may or may not have terrestrial channels. I don't know. I couldn't get terrestrial channels to work, so I just basically could use YouTube. I ordered room service dinner. I had a burger, chips and a Sprite, and it came in, including $6 room service charge, at 44 Australian dollars. So that's not super cheap. That, to be perfectly honest, is pretty expensive. Such is life though, such is life. What can I say overall? I didn't use all the facilities here, but you know, it does have a lot of power sockets if that's your thing. They're all Australian, but they do have USBs as well. So literally so many sockets. At the end of the day, it's an airport hotel, and at an airport hotel, you pay for that. That's not much else I can say really. You know, there are a few options. The Park Royal is really nice, but it's much more expensive than here. Then there's the Ibis Budget, which is a bit less, or could be significantly less depending on your day, I guess, that you book and how far in advance, etc, etc. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this little 5-ish minute review of the Ibis Styles at Melbourne Tullamarine. Take care wherever you are in the world today, and may the journey never end.